Hello, everyone. This is Idaho eWIC Nutrition Team member Mimi Fetzer. Today, we will be discussing shopping with an Idaho eWIC card. This webinar provides an overview of what shopping with an eWIC card will look like for the participant. While we expect shopping with an eWIC card will improve the in-store experience in the long run, it may take some getting used to. During this webinar, we will cover the new food list, new food item descriptions and abbreviations, using the Idaho eWIC card at the register, looking at benefits on grocery store receipts, and getting help with shopping issues. Be thinking how this will affect the clinic flow, appointment times, and how it may alter the staff and participant interaction. In addition to receiving basic eWIC information and instructions, WIC participants will receive a new food list and an eWIC card. Staff will want to remind participants that they may access the food list on the free WIC Shopper App that can be downloaded to the phones using the QR code on the back of the page of the food list or viewed on the Idaho WIC webpage. The new food list also includes information on how to use your Idaho eWIC card. The food list will contain some new information such as improving the participant shopping experience, different ways a participant can check their benefits, and reviewing receipts and how to help. Some of the food item descriptions or abbreviations will change. We're only showing a couple of examples here, but we know more of these kind of details will appear as we develop eWIC in Whisper. Staff will need to educate participants about the abbreviations they will see associated with certain food items. For instance, beans or peanut butter. The new description will be CTR for container instead of bag or jar. The food benefit will read 1 CTR mature beans or PB, peanut butter. 1 CTR will be equal to 1 pound of dried beans, peas, lentils, or 1 16 through 18-ounce container of peanut butter. Participants can choose either one at the store. They no longer have to choose at the clinic. Juice will also be described as container or CTR. In eWIC, the benefit balance will show total number of gallons, and the participant can select the preferred container size at the store. The benefit balance for milk will read 4.5 gallons of 1% fat-free or skim milk, or 2 gallons of whole milk on a participant's benefit balance. Partial gallons will be shown in decimal format. For example, 0.5 GAL will be a half gallon, and 0.25 GAL will equal a quart. Using the WIC Shopper app at the store. With the app, participants can register their eWIC card number, and then it can show them what their benefits are and how much of each item they can get. They can also scan a UPC code on a food item, and the app will show them if it's an Idaho WIC approved item or not. Participants can tailor their shopping experience. Participants can shop as often as they want and buy as much or as little as needed at each shopping trip. They do not have to purchase all of their benefits for the month in one shopping trip. Participants can get up to 50 items at a time on a WIC purchase or transaction. If they have more than 50 items, this is okay to split their items into more than one transaction. For example, this may need to happen when buying a lot of baby food. So at the register, once the participant finishes shopping, they will go to their checkout line. All they will need is their Idaho eWIC card and PIN number. No more WIC ID folders. The checkout process may not be the same at all stores. It could help to know the difference when assisting participants with shopping education or troubleshooting. So let's review that briefly before we cover what to do at the register. Larger stores will have a computerized register system that looks something like this in the picture. Everything is connected, or some people call it integrated, all in one system. Debit, credit, SNAP, and Idaho eWIC cards can all be processed on integrated systems. At a larger store, an eWIC transaction will generally work like this. The cashier will scan everything together. This is also called a mixed basket. WIC and non-WIC items are processed in one transaction. The participant will swipe their Idaho eWIC card and enter in their PIN number. The cash register's computer compares the UPCs to the WIC benefit balance, finds the Idaho WIC approved items, and shows what Idaho WIC will pay for. The participant can review a mid-purchase receipt or glance at the computer screen if available, and if everything looks correct, the participant will continue with their purchase. If the participant expected an item to ring up as an Idaho WIC item, but it did not, the participant should ask the cashier to remove the unwanted items or pay for it with a different form of payment. At smaller stores, the registers might look something like this: a cash register plus a separate machine just for eWIC cards. This is also called a stand beside. At smaller stores, the process will be a little different in the first two steps. WIC items will need to be separated from non-WIC items. The Idaho eWIC card is swiped and the PIN is entered before the foods are scanned. The last two steps will remain the same as they were before. Let's take a closer look at what I refer to as the mid-purchase receipt. The first part shows the beginning balance, or what they can buy with their Idaho WIC benefits. The second part shows the list of foods Idaho WIC is about to pay for. Checking the mid-purchase receipt gives the participant a chance to fix mistakes. Look closely to make sure all of the items they expected WIC to pay for went through, and if something didn't go through, look at the beginning balance to see if they had enough benefits to buy it. Also, check the food list to see if it's an Idaho WIC approved item. If everything still looks okay, finish paying. If not, the cashier can help. Once all the items have been scanned, the participant will follow the steps on the card machine or the cashier's instructions. If they're paying for other items and using a different payment method, always pay with the Idaho eWIC card first, then use their SNAP card, and lastly, cash, check, debit, or credit card. The steps could be slightly different depending on the store. If the participant has accidentally purchased a WIC item that they later on found to be damaged, expired, or they didn't mean to purchase, they cannot return this item. Explain to participants that they will not be able to have their Idaho eWIC cards credited with the amount of the item, nor will they be able to receive cash for that item. Whichever grocery store the participant chooses to shop at, it will help to let the cashier know that they are paying with eWIC until they get to know how things work at their store. Some smaller stores may not be able to accept Idaho eWIC cards in all of their checkout lanes. If this is the case, they will use signs to show which lanes to use for eWIC. You cannot use eWIC in the self-checkout lane. It will also help to keep WIC items separated from other items. When WIC items are grouped together on the receipt, it's faster and easier to find them, see what went through and what didn't, and fix any problems. Cashiers will ask for coupons after the WIC items have been scanned and before the WIC items have been purchased. Let's take a closer look at our receipts. All receipts will show the name of the store, date, and time of their WIC purchase, a list of Idaho WIC food items they bought, a list of remaining Idaho WIC food benefits, and the expiration date. The participant's WIC account information, like a purchase history, benefit balance, and last day to use your benefits is also available on the WIC Shopper App or through the customer services options printed on the back of their Idaho eWIC card. Some participants may run into some issues while trying to purchase their WIC items. Let's discuss some of the things WIC staff can tell the participants so they feel more prepared. If a participant notices that an expected WIC item didn't ring up while at the cash register, there could be a few things that might be occurring. It might not be on the participant's benefit list. They might not have enough left in their WIC benefit balance to get it. It might not be an Idaho WIC approved item. If it is listed on their benefit balance and it is an Idaho WIC approved item, it might just need to be added to the approved list in the computer system. The participant won't be able to get it with their Idaho eWIC card on that day, but they can help get that item added to the approved product list. We will show you how to do that a little bit later. Participants will have a few different ways that they can let the Idaho WIC staff know that an item isn't being approved at the cash register. Participants can use the WIC Shopper app to submit information on that item. They can request the store cashier notify Idaho WIC of the item error, or they can take a picture of the item and bring this into their local clinic. If they do take a picture, make sure they know to include the package size, barcode, and label. On items Idaho WIC didn't pay for, participants always have the choice. They can either put that item back or pay for it with a different form of payment. The cashier cannot change or override what Idaho WIC will pay for. Let's go over a few what-if scenarios. What if the participant forgets to use their benefits? Well, benefits don't roll over. They expire at midnight on the last day of the month. What if the participant forgets their PIN number? They may reset their PIN online or by phone. What if the participant loses their Idaho eWIC card? They should report this as soon as possible and get a replacement either online or by telephone. What if the participant incorrectly enters their PIN number 4 times at the cash register? Their card will be locked and will not be unlocked until midnight. If they cannot remember their PIN, they will have to wait until midnight and answer the security questions in order to reset their PIN. We covered a lot, but just remember to tell participants the basics. Bring their Idaho eWIC card to the store. Reference their Idaho food list either using the WIC Shopper app or their physical copy. Pay with their Idaho eWIC card first and ask for help if they need it. Cashiers should have a good knowledge base on how to troubleshoot any issues that might occur at the register. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns regarding shopping with your eWIC card, please feel free to contact the eWIC state staff and we would be more than happy to help you. Thanks again and have a great day.